like when you encounter people trying to get on, like it's like a sense of entitlement. Everybody feel like they already there and they gotta put in their work. Why do you think that's missing now with some of the younger creators?
I mean, because of social media. You know, nowadays it's just like everybody could be an entrepreneur. Everybody could just, it's okay. Everybody can do it, but me, my story is different. I had to put the work in. And that's why I like talking to legends in this business, because they have a story too, putting the work in, So nowadays, I mean, it's social media. You can get famous off anything. You can be like, and that go viral. Like, just saying it. So it's just like, okay, cool, So for me, I fought myself in the street, but that died down for me. 2 days later, then I was still broke. Like, okay, what I got to do? I'm in Charlotte. My sister live in this apartment. Like, what I got going, I was working for the baby at the time. So it's like, all right, cool. That's $300 with Honor Taylor, South Coast Music Group. And I wasn't making no money, but I still had to put the work in. I applied at every radio station, and then Arnold fired me, and now we here.
Arnold fired you?
Showing up did.
The baby's, I guess say
CEO.
Yeah. Why
Arnold
you get fired?
did.
Tell the truth.
Well, it was because I was so focused for Scream. I was just so focused on comedy. I was late, but I put the work in, but I was still late, and he said, don't be comfortable here. I know you want to do comedy, so go do it. And now we're here.
So I wasn't like a fire. That was more like a go spread your wings.
It wasn't. He called me and was just like, hey, I think you need to go chase that. And that's why I always talk about him in all my interviews, because he pushed me. So
have you seen him since?
I did. I seen him in Miami, at Poppy Steak. And he bought my food. I said, thank you, because that bill was $200.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Arnold. I appreciate it. God is good. So yeah, we see each other. We always talk. So yeah, I love. Carter. The baby, Arnold, like Craig. So that's all family still.
So take us back to Miami, and when Pretty V was like baby V growing up with her sister, and what that whole process was like for you guys growing up as kids in Miami.
A character. What you see, Jay, is what it is. A character. I was getting beaten just for laughing hard. My day said, shut up, before I give you something to laugh about. And I'm like, So, for that, it was just like, my dad was like, look, let her do her now. Them beatings ain't going nowhere. She's still gonna be a character. She's still gonna, have a great time. So, it is what you see right now. That's what it is, but in a little baby form.
Did you and your sister kind of like bounce off of each other when you were trying to like perfect your different characters?
Girl, my sister is night and day. Girl, I'm day, she's night. Nothing. She be in the room, she be in the back, not saying nothing. Like, I was the character. My mom used to introduce us like, this is my daughter, Vina. And I'm like, hey. And this is my daughter, Danielle. She's like, hey. So, like, literally, that's her. Like, so it was really, I was getting on her nerves. And everybody was like, this girl gonna be something y'all wouldn't see. But my sister used to always encourage me to this day. She'll text me, say, keep going. Look how you're impacting. Look how you're influencing. Just keep doing it. So my sister was always one of my biggest supporters, too.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard. Yeah.
You ever had any, like, give up moments?
Oh, yeah. Almost definitely. Moments where I was just like, okay, am I doing enough? Are they seeing me? And then I have to remind myself, my DMs always keep me going. Of course, God too. But my mom always hits me, and say, keep going. But when I see my DMs, I'm like, okay, I'm doing something. So I'm touching somebody. I'm touching somebody's soul with just me being funny with my laughter. It's healing, when you laugh. And so, I have my moments, but I had to snap back and just know my purpose and know that, the promise that God has over me.
What's some of the shit that make you feel like, man, I'm sick of this shit? What was some of the shit?
I think when it gets to, creating, of course I'm a creative person, but when you know what everybody's trying to be funny, and then you got to continue to just put the work in so you can stand out. So I think for me, it's like, all right, I got to, do what I got to do. I got to make sure this hits this. I got to make sure like I'm creating this sketch show so I could be doing here and not trying to just dwell on IG, because I'm a businesswoman. Like, I just don't sit on IG all day and just post. No, I have so many different entities that goes on with me, but I want to make sure I still create on this app called Instagram. So sometimes it does get overwhelming with other things you have going on, but I'd be like, you know what, we just gonna post and we gonna have a good time. We gotta go back to that have a good time space. Cause sometimes we just like, oh, let's post and we gonna see if it go viral, and it's like, then it takes the fun out of it because now you're trying. Yeah, so for me, it's just like, right now, it's like, I'm just gonna post.
What was that moment when you knew like, I'm in my purpose?
I think when I was able to afford my home.
Okay.
When I was able to turn funny into money. You know, when I was able to look and say, God, I'm about to come out this lot and this sign is mine, sold, you know?
Right.
I feel like that was my time to be like, all right, I'm doing something and I'm doing it honest. You know, when you have honest money, when you're having an honest career and you're just funny and it's just not just forced, it's gifted. You can tell when somebody's trying to force funny. I think for me, it's just like this is instilled in me. So when I was able to buy my home and bless my mom with hers, that's when I knew, okay, God, I see you. You know? Yeah.
So I was reading that like when you started your whole wilding out journey, the first time you went, they like respectfully declined.
Oh, respectfully.
But 2 seasons later, they had to call you back.
Yeah. Nick.
So was that like one of your like back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me moments?
I think it was part of growth, a growth moment. I think I wasn't ready. I went up there and lied. I wrote, my homegirl at the time gave me this email to write Wild and I and was like, hey, I lied. I said, hey, I'm Carlos Miller's cousin. I'm DC Young Fly's sister. I'm over here lying just to get on it, you know, and I got on it, you know, I auditioned, but I didn't go through. I seen Jess Hilarious make it. I seen B. Simone make it. And I was like, and then, you know, they didn't pick me. And then 2 years later, they were like, hey, I see you doing your thing. We want to have you back on the show. And I was like, okay, cool. And I didn't have to audition. I just went on.